In this lecture, we are going to discuss certain etiquettes to be considered while engaging in a formal conversation. How do we usually ask for permission or make a request to do something? There are many different ways to achieve this. We can use different words and expressions for asking for permission or even making a request. The request can be both formal and informal. And similarly, the response can also be both formal and informal. So, first, we can look at certain words or phrases that we can use in order to make a request or ask permission. We can look at how we can use the model auxiliaries can and could in order to make a request or even seek permission. Can and could can be used, but while compared to can, could is considered in a more polite way. For example, can I ask you something? Similarly, can you come with me to the doctor? We can use could in these examples as well. Could I go for the picnic, please? Or could you read the letter aloud in the class? So, in all these examples, we can find that could can be considered more polite than can. Now, for all these questions, the response can be either denying the request or accepting the request. Now, for denying the request, if the question is using the auxiliaries can and could, then the response should also be using the auxiliaries. So, can I ask you something for that question? We can respond by saying, no, you can't, or yes, of course you can. Now, first response, which is no, you can't, it sounds very rude. So, we can soften it up, or we can even refuse a permission in a more polite way. For example, can I ask you something? The response can be, I'm afraid you can't. So it sounds more polite. Similarly, remember, do not use could to give or refuse permission. For example, could I ask you something? The response should be yes, you can, not yes, you could. So these are certain points that we have to keep in mind while using the auxiliaries can and could. Now we are going to look at how we can use the model auxiliaries may and might for asking or giving and refusing permissions. Now, may and might are used for permissions mostly in a formal style. They are much more formal, tentative, and polite when compared to the auxiliaries can and could. For example, can I leave work a bit early today? While considering this example, it sounds casual and more informal. But if the same question we are asking, like, excuse me, may I leave work a bit early today? Now, when comparing these two sentences, we can understand the second one sounds more formal and more polite. Similarly, this example, can I look at your newspaper for a moment? This sounds casual and informal, but if it is, excuse me, may I have a look at your newspaper? And might, when compared to may, is more formal. Look at this example. Excuse me, I wonder if I might have a look at your newspaper for a moment. Now, might, when compared to may, is more polite and more formal. And in this case, in order to deny a request or even accept the request or permission, you use the auxiliary may. So, yes, you may, or no, you may not. So, that would be the response. So, this is how we can use the model auxiliaries may and might. In this table, you can find certain examples for using these model auxiliaries in order to make a request or in order to even ask for permission. So here we have certain examples and we have certain question phrases as well provided. There might occur certain situations where we might have to offer help to someone in need. And for this also, we have certain formal sentences or formal phrases that we can look at in order to politely offer help. Here are certain conversational phrases in English which can be used in order to offer help. Again, we can use the auxiliaries can, could, may, and might to offer help. For example, can I get you something? So you can fill the sentence based on what the requirement is. Similarly, shall I help you with whatever is the request again? Here we can see that we have even used the auxiliary shall. Similarly, would is also like, would you like to? have something. So again, fill the sentence with the appropriate phrase. So you can even use do, the word to, in order to offer help. So these are certain examples or certain phrases we can use in order to offer help. Similarly, you can use a question word like, how can I help you? Is there something I can help you with? So, based on the situation, we can modify the sentence in order to offer help. And all these sentences all these examples are considered to be polite and more formal. Now, when someone offers you help, it is your choice whether to accept it or not, or if you want, you can even decline it. But it would be more better if we are able to politely decline or even accept it. So these are some of the phrases we can use. In case if you're accepting that request, you can say, yes, please, I would love to. Similarly, if you wouldn't mind, please help me with this project. Or thank you, that would be great. So these are the phrases we can use in order to accept the help. Similarly, in order to decline the help, we can say, it's okay, I can do it myself. Don't worry, I'll do it. No, thank you. So here, these phrases sound more polite even if we are accepting or politely declining the help. Now we can look at how we can congratulate others in a formal way. Now, when someone shares a good news with us, we would have to congratulate them for their success or whatever the good news is. And this can also be in a formal and a casual or an informal way. These are certain casual phrases we can use in informal situations. For example, congratulations or congrats. That's fantastic. That's awesome. Bravo! That's a wonderful news. So, these are certain phrases we can use in a casual way. The formal phrases we can use, these are few examples, are congratulations, you deserve this success, or congratulations, you have earned it, or my sincere or heartfelt congratulations, my warmest congratulations, or congratulations on your accomplishment or success. So these are certain examples we can use in formal situations in order to congratulate others. So these are all the etiquettes we need to keep in mind while engaging in a formal conversation or a polite conversation.